To have you with us this afternoon. Here is Nick in San Diego, and he says hello, and he's on our program. Nick, good afternoon. How are you today?
Hey, what's going on, Dougie?
Hello, Nick. Nice to talk to you. What's on your mind?
I know you went over it earlier, and I got one thing about Draymond, which is the main thing. But as soon as Jared started dribbling that ball away, I started screaming, he thinks they're winning.
I thought the same thing. I did the same thing. I think that in that spot, Lou's got to be a little more on top of it. He's got to cause timeout. And he did.
I'm sure he was caught off guard, but yeah, immediately. I was screaming, he thinks they're winning. That should be his timeout. I mean, I'm on the couch. But the Draymond thing, he's legitimately crazy during these moments. Even his teammates, if you watch during that scuffle, Durant so badly wanted to pull him away. But even his teammates can't touch him. He just tweaks. He grabs his jersey, and he's just pulling at it, trying to. And as soon as the scuffle starts, he starts screaming at him. But even they can't control him.
Yeah,
I was hoping he'd throw a punch.
Well, I was hoping that too. And Green cost his team a title. They probably would have beaten Cleveland the year when he didn't get suspended, a suspension that he deserved. Convoluted. He should have got the suspension earlier against OKC. He got it sort of on a later where he maybe could have gotten away with it under normal circumstances, but poor behavior deserved that suspension. Green's, again, the issue with Green to me, Nick, is he's impossible to root for. I can't go into a Golden State game rooting for Draymond Green. That's it. I can't do it. And so maybe that clouds me with evaluating his game. I think he's a little overrated anyway. Now last night he made a couple of big shots. He made the 1-3 at the end of the game, and in the overtime, the game was over. The other 3 that he made was actually a big shot. Let's find out when that exactly was. The other 3, he made a 3 in the fourth quarter when the game was still there to be lost or won. Let's see when exactly that was. Fourth quarter, Green. Yeah, he made his 3 at 5.5 to go, 94-94. And then he made his other 3 in overtime, and that 3 came at 116 and 109 with 136 left. So not so much the second one. The first 3 had a little life to it, so we give him credit. Mike in San Francisco, he says hello. Mike, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Chris. I know we probably differ on. I don't think Green is overrated. I think he's in their system. He does what he does. The defensive anchor. But it's hard for me to root for him too, man. I can't stand the antics. The one thing he was doing, I just heard today when he was on the foul line he was doing a little pom-pom gesture toward Kendrick Perkins on the bench. I mean, come on, man. It just you can't do that. I mean, it gets a little old. I guess his teammates, they deal with it. Corner deals with it, but it gets a little old.
It's tough to take. How about the Bay Area? Do they deal with it? Or are they okay with it, or does it drive them crazy? The sports fan in the Bay Area.
I think it's when he gets out of control, getting ready on the verge of getting technical. Yeah, it drives us crazy out. But it is what it is. It's unfortunate that we see a historic game by LeBron James, and I mean that's like number 5 on the on the topic list, because of all the other incidents and the charge block call on LeBron last night. I mean, that was a historic game that he had, but we have to deal with all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Just real quick, you're right about the Warriors. I don't know what I think the deal is with Durant. I think you kind of figured it out recently. I think that the offense needs to run through Curry, and Durant gets his shots, just kind of through the offense. But when he starts going, one-on-one, which he likes to do a lot, that just throws the Warriors offense off. So I don't know. And I think there's some arrogance, going on with them, and they think they can just turn it on. At the same time, yesterday during the third quarter, Cleveland kind of came back on. So let's hope Cleveland can do something on Sunday so you get some kind of series.
Listen, it would be interesting. That would really show me something if the Cavs won that game Sunday. I would be impressed even if they lost a close game. You know, I bet you the spread Sunday is about 12 again. So, I mean, most people think they're going to get blown out. But Golden State, something is wrong with Golden State. Something is not right with them. They're going to win a championship because they have overwhelming talent. They're going to win a championship because they got 3 Hall of Famers on the team. So, and you know, Thompson he's a hell of a player. Now, our Hall of Famers are strong, but he'll kick it in. We all know Durant and Curry. So they're going to win because of that, but something is not right. Houston, if they had Paul, may have beaten them. And obviously, if Cleveland, had played their cards right, they could have obviously been a little more competitive in this series. Tony in Jersey says hello. Tony, good afternoon. How are you today? Are you there, Tony? Hello. All right, Tony. Yes, Tony. You're on Mad Dog Unleashed. How are you today, Tony? All right, Tony's not paying attention, so we say goodbye. David, San Diego, this here on Mad Dog Unleashed. David, good afternoon.
Mad Dog, how are you, buddy?
Hello, David. What's happening now? What do you have for me?
All right, a couple of things on this game. First of all, I think you're right. I think there's definitely something wrong with Golden State. In my opinion, they're sloppy with their decision-making. And so to me, who played basketball a little bit, it makes me wonder, like, they just think that they can make any play at any time. I mean, even running the break last night, lazy, soft passes to the wings were getting picked off where you really never saw that before. So I would just wonder if their lack of focus, maybe their arrogance, thinking they can do and score at any time, is playing a role in that.
Yeah, they're not buttoned up. They're not buttoned up. They're not concise. They're not sharp. No. A lot of players miss games in the regular season. They take their regular season off. Curry missed 30-something games. Durant missed lots of games. I think they get very bored of the regular season, especially now that they've won the 73. See, the worst thing that happened to the Warriors was this: they went all out to win 73, and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it didn't mean anything. So now they say, what the hell? Why worry about 73? Let's win 55. And we could care less about the other 30 games, and, we're seeing the finals. So I think, but by the same token, if you play it that way, there's a negative to that, too, because you're not you're not buttoned down as a franchise. You get careless. You rely on your talent instead of your precision, and that gets in the way. And I think that's where Golden State is right now. I think it's a problem. Go ahead. Next.
Yep. Second point on the block charge. So I can only go by when these things happen. Same in baseball. When you see it live, you got to go by your first instinct. And for me last night and my son who was watching with me, we both said it was blocked, right? Now, I get they called it a charge. I totally get it, and I'm with you. They should have never overturned it. The replay should be just a look if he was inside the line. But my gut says it was a block. That was my initial thought. It's hard.
Yeah, again, if as I said at the top of the program, if you made me make a decision, I might say block because he moved his shoulder. But it's, as you heard Javi earlier today, well, that 25 officials will tell you it's a charge. And because of the fact it's so split down the middle, the official who made the call in Secaucus made a mistake. 8 in front of the hour here on Mad Dog Unleashed.